So I'm just gonna talk about some stuff of how I draw some of my comic stuff. And I said stuff like a lot in that sentence, but that's the kind of stuff that I do and stuff. Typically, over the years, the drawings have stayed the same. There's been some changes to them, but the overall method that I use to draw them has maintained its original integrity. So I'm just gonna show you like a few of the finer points of how I do it, and then maybe if I have time at the end of the video I might draw a few characters for you just to bring it all back together and show you what I mean. So I'm going to start off with the real basic things. I'm going to start off with the faces, or the shapes of the heads. A lot of the characters in the series have their faces drawn like this. That's the shape of the face. And characters like Sam and Ryan and Frank and a lot of previous characters from previous seasons have had this facial structure. It's the primary generic one. Although there are some that have face structure like that. The square jaw versus the rounded jaw. This rounded jaw is most commonly in the female characters, and I'll explain why later on, but currently comic characters like Rachel and Gabri and Alino all have the rounded chin. And then there are a few characters who have chins like that. Chins that kind of stick out downward a little. It's, hold on, I'm going to fix that. That's not a very good representation. It's more like that. That the last time made it look too extreme. But characters like Kenzie and Molly both have this, and Carl actually does too. You just do that, and it's Carl. But most characters do not have that chin. And there's another chin that some characters do have, but it's not as common. This is primarily is Nick's chin. He has a sharper face, so to say. This chin is also, or this facial structure is also used with a rounded chin as the character Jen. Now, these are all basic facial structures, but there's one in particular that's different from these. That is this, the pointed chin. Now, this is primarily Bailey's chin, but there is another character who has a chin. It's not like this one, but is very similar, is Shannon's. I'll draw her just to give you a bit of a, show you the contrast between the two. That's not exactly how her nose goes, but forgive me, I'm not used to drawing on whiteboard or on a straight angle like this. Don't forget it, read the actual comics, you'll know what her nose looks like. That's more like it. Bailey's chin points out more, but Shannon's points down. That's a little more unique, and hopefully you can see this in the camera. I just thought of that. If you want to talk about what differs the female characters from the male characters, well, apart from the obvious, but there are some other ways of telling. I kind of foreshadowed this when I was talking about the chins, but the guys have more angular chins and the girls generally have rounded chins. I don't think there are any females in the series as of now that have the angular chins. I think they all have some sort of rounded ones. There are other differences too, like guys have eyebrows like that, and girls just have eyebrows like that. And the guys have eyes like that, and the girls have eyes like that. So there's some difference. Generally too, like when I draw the shirts, that didn't look right. Pardon me. What is wrong with me? And the shirts like that, the guys will generally have longer sleeves and the girls' sleeves will be more like that. So that gives it a bit of contrast. Some people have said that all the characters in the series look a lot like each other, and I guess that's true. There's not a whole lot of variety. Like I said, they all have like the same shapes of faces and stuff. The thing that really differentiates it, there are two things really. The hair and the shirts. I'm going to start with the hair. Generally the hairdos are specific to every character. Each one has a different style. But there are some things that are generally the same in them. So like, if you take like Sam's hair for example, you see he has one thing that's the same with most of the hair. It's not necessarily true with all of them, but they all have lines through them, apart from being shaped differently obviously, but they all have lines. Generally the lines in the hair are in either 2s, 3s, or 5s. Like for example, Sam has the 5 on the top of his bank and he has 2 on the side. Or see like Gabri, who has 3 and 2. Or Shannon, who has 5 on top and then 2 on the ponytail. Sometimes I don't always do the ponytail, but if I do, there's always 2. And then it's not necessarily always the swipes that are in 2s, 3s, and 2s, 3s, and 5s. Sometimes, like for Ryan, it goes like, see, there's 5 bangs here. The argument can be made that that's a 6, but I don't count it since it's part of the swoop bit. And then there's 3 here and 3 here. So Ryan has 5, 3, and 3. And his hair's not really that shaggy in real life, I don't think. I haven't seen him in a long time, but it just, I think it looks better that way. Frank is a bit of an exception with his hair, because I generally don't go like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 1, 2. I just kind of do however many I feel like at the time. There's no set number for him. But that's how that's done. Another thing that's different is like the shirts and stuff. So like Sam's shirt is this design. It originally came from a t-shirt that I have. I should have brought it down with me to do this video. I should be wearing it maybe. But it was a shirt that had characters from Napoleon Dynamite on it. So it was like Kip, Napoleon, and Rico on it, and it said Dynamite Family. In the first season, for the first several comics, this design was actually drawn onto the shirt and it said Dynamite Family. But as the years went on, it became like, instead of doing that, it was like this, and it just said Dynamite and had another line under it. And then as the years went on, it evolved into the shirt that he now has, just the triangles. When Kenzie was first introduced into the series, her shirt read American Eagle with the American spread out into 2 lines. And this was based on an actual shirt that she used to have, and it was also long-sleeved in the first season. When the second season came around, the word Eagle was removed. It was just American, and she was given short sleeves instead of long sleeves. And so that's what her shirt came from. Bailey's shirt has never had anything on it. Like in season 1 it was a plain brown shirt, and then from season 2 through present day it was a plain pink shirt. But the only thing that's really different is the fact that she has a bead necklace. And no, it is not a pearl necklace. That was pointed out to me in one one comic, and in all the colored pictures of all the colored pictures of her, the necklace is red. It's not white. It is not a bead necklace. Though I think in the origins I made the necklace green. When Molly was first introduced, her shirt was something like that. She actually was wearing 2 shirts. And this, again, is another outfit that was based on a picture from a long time ago. In season 3, started off with the sleeveless design, but At the end of season 3 she was given sleeves, and this design carried on into season 4. But then in season 5, recently she has been given a new shirt because she's quite a bit older now. That's not exactly what it looks like. She's been given a new shirt that looks like this and has her name on it. So that's that. This is Frank's shirt. A whole lot of nothing. Shannon will laugh at that. And Rachel has a pretty unique shirt too, and it actually is one of the most detailed shirts in the series. Forgive me, this doesn't look very good, I'll admit. Of course, it never really looks good on the actual thing, but it's a running horse, not a unicorn. That's its ears, not a horn. But it's a running horse, and a very bad running horse at that. And down at the bottom, it has the word persevere. Sometimes it said perseverance, I think. This is kind of a rip-off of a shirt from the movie Napoleon Dynamite. He had a shirt that had half a running horse on it, and it said endurance under it. I drew a full horse and said perseverance. Pretty much the same thing, but different. Well, to wrap things up, I'm just going to draw that stuff I promised, so give me a second. I'm going to do it this way so you can see more, and hopefully I don't get it too far off the edge, because I know the tip of this is going to be, so here goes. I think I made this too big.